Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's episode of the Two Players One Game podcast. I'm Jake the Good Man. That there is Stratabyte. And this week we're talking about a specific game that's very well known. It's a big online multiplayer game. We're going to be talking about Fortnite this week. And for those of you who are watching live on Twitch, you just saw something amazing happen just moments ago.
Yeah,
But for those
brother.
that are just now listening, Stratabyte, man, tell us about what just happened.
Dude, I am still shocked right now. So, like what Jake was saying, we're streaming the podcast live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Stratabyte. Before we started the podcast, me and my friend Jameson, me and cousin Jameson, we literally got a dub without any kills. And we were just the funny thing was that we weren't even trying. We weren't even trying, and all these people were like, yo, shooting at each other, and here we are. We smacked the pinata. Jameson smacked the pinata. We literally picked up stuff. I threw some porta forts and all that stuff, and I picked up some fireflies. We committed arson, and literally we just chilled the whole match. And the funny thing,
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. The funny thing is that again, we were not even trying, and the more closer we were to top 10 and top 5, the more we were just like, no way are we actually gonna get this dub. No way. And it came down to only 1v1 with me and the other guy, and I had these nades ready. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna throw him in the storm. So far and all that stuff. That way he can not recover. I didn't even need to do that. I literally just hid. I had only one health spray, and it came down to me using that health spray to get around, and he died.
Yeah. And I didn't see the entire match, but if I'm correct, not even a single bullet was fired, right?
No, I don't think a single. I'm gonna check over to VOD to be sure that nothing was being used and all that stuff. But oh my god, like for real, it's just like absolutely crazy.
I agree. And so right before we started recording this podcast, you actually mentioned a pretty crazy good idea.
Oh,
Would
yeah,
it be
that
possible
idea.
to get a dub without picking up any items? Basically, just running around
Yeah.
trying to find safe spots to hide out and everything.
Dude, I'm sure it's been done. You can't tell me that it hasn't been done. There has to be some lunatic besides us that had tried that idea. Like I'm no cap serious. That's what I think. I feel like somebody has. And if we literally YouTube searched, yeah. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna be talking about Fortnite tonight, and just a couple of things before we officially get started with our Fortnite podcast episode and all this stuff. Again, we're on Twitch, at twitch.tv/Stratabyte. We do live recordings every Saturday. There's no tentative time right now with the Saturdays. We're just kind of experimenting around with some times and everything like that to do the podcast, but for sure on Saturdays. You can find us at YouTube, Two Players One Game Podcast, and on Spotify, Two Players One Game Podcast. And on Spotify, if you have not rated us yet, the more ratings that we get on Spotify, the more it gets pushed out to Spotify podcast listeners. So if you haven't yet, please visit us at Two Players One Game Podcast, listen to our episodes, and give us a rating. It really helps us out, and any feedback that you guys want to give us. But anyways, we're gonna be talking about Fortnite, and this is such an up and down game. I feel like, to me, it has
very up and down.
Like it got really popular in the very beginning, and then that was pretty much when like the streaming thing just like kind of erupted out, like legit. It just erupted. It literally just everybody was playing Fortnite, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that later. But anyways, Fortnite is a massive online multiplayer game made by Epic Games, and it was released on July 25th, 2007 as paid early access and as a full release game on June 30th, 2020. It's currently available on PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Android, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S, and as well as on GeForce Now or Xbox Cloud Gaming for iOS. Good God. The game currently it runs on Unreal Engine 5.1 as of version 25.00. And Fortnite is made of 3 distinct game modes. There's Save the World, and there's the Battle Royale, which is like the most popular and in creative mode. They use like V-Bucks for in-game currencies and all that stuff. But yeah, no, I mean like it's just so it's been 6 years since Fortnite has been released, right? 6 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 years because 2017. Yeah,
Right.
it's been
It's been
as
about
of about a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's officially been 6 years, which is, crazy to think about because, whenever Fortnite first released, it
right.
was just, I believe it was just Battle Royale. And
Right.
this was before Zero Build was a thing. So
Oh
Fortnite's
yeah.
biggest thing. Exactly. Yeah. Fortnite's biggest thing was that it was going to be, this game where you could like collect material to build your forts and all that sort of stuff, which
Right.
is fun at first, but after you played the game at the beginning, after it was released for after you played it for a few months, you realize, yeah, you really got to come up with a good strategy plan
Well,
in terms of crafting.
and the thing is that going back to what you were saying, like there was like nowadays in Fortnite there's like zero build, but like back then there was like only building. And it's like
Mhm.
people loved the game for the shooting, but not for the building. And so like back then though, like when there was building and all these streamers and all these professional players on Fortnite came out, like they were just building freaks. They were literally beasts at building. And like, there was just like so many people I could name off: Ninja, Tifu, Dr. Lupo, Jordan Fisher when he was streaming, like all those guys, and like even there's even more plentiful people out there, but like I only follow, I just know the streamers and Darkness 429, who else? Z Laner and all that stuff. Like, like those guys literally could build better than 99.9% of the population on Fortnite. For
I
real.
agree a lot. Those
It's
guys could like build mansions and whatnot.
right. But yeah, no, like what we said, like Fortnite was announced to save the world at the 2011 Spike Video Game Awards. The first concept of Fortnite was during a game jam and would be a horror survival game, which is hard to believe, but I believe it though.
Yeah, imagine if Fortnite did end up being like a horror survival, or if it got like a horror survival mode at some point.
Dude, I'm sure.
Hmm.
I'm sure of it. I legit am sure of it. Like, there's no way. I could see it. I could see how it was originally a horror game at first. Dude, that game is scary. Like literally.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
yeah, but Fortnite at the time was described as a world where you explore, you scavenge, you build, and you ultimately, survive. And this was like again like when the original concept would be a horror survival game. Um, but yeah, no, I mean like I definitely see that concept with playing and everything like that, but like how it transformed, it just it's a whole entire different thing for
I
sure.
do too. Yeah, and not only that, with like another thing with like the horror survival is seeing you know how big of a map it is because this Fortnite was kind of in development at a time when games like DayZ or H1Z1 were kind of popular, which we'll be talking about DayZ in an upcoming podcast. Um, to where, it's probably like you got to go around, collect material, collect resources to survive. Now, of course, we mentioned that, Fortnite was first announced way back in 2011, as you heard Stratabyte mention. So that's a 6-year gap between the announcement and when the game, officially came around.
Right.
Now, so due to several issues and delays with development, because, that can happen with the game, and, those things happen. Epic Games director Rod Ferguson was considering canceling Fortnite. Well, did he make the right decision to not cancel Fortnite? Because
Dude, I
now
mean,
it's
like,
like probably the biggest online game out there right now. Let's be
right.
real.
It's like it's one of the most played games and on Twitch, like stream wise.
Stream wise, and also having it on mobile devices really helps it out too.
Right.
And Ferguson, he left Epic Games in 2012, and development continued on with Fortnite. But when development began, Fortnite was being built on the Unreal Engine 3 as it would transition to UE4 when early access began. In late 2014, so just about 2 to 3 years before its release, the first round of Save the World's alpha began. The alpha showed 4 players navigating through an open world scenario, scavenging for resources by breaking down various objects such as trees, rocks, construction sites, etc. Which, when Fortnite came out, those were the places you can go to get material such as wood or concrete or bricks to help build. Eventually, players would have to use the materials they have gathered to fortify the objective, which at the time was just an atlas since different mission types didn't exist back then.
Right.
As the days progressed, the world would increase in difficulty. Not much is known about the alpha. So I'm guessing probably just, with the days getting a lot more difficult, there's probably more
Right.
challenges and everything. So that kind of has me wondering. I would still like to see the concept of Save the World brought to life. Because
Right.
I don't know about you, Strap, but I think it'd be kind of fun. I think that'd be like a fun game to play with friends.
Yeah, that totally would be a fun thing to play with friends and all that stuff. And like, like I've always seen the mode, but like it costs money, and you know how people are with money. People don't want to spend money at all. So it's like, yeah, we're not even gonna do this at all. And like, I think the popularization of like a battle royale, people didn't really want to see would want to even touch Save the World, honestly. And I mean, like, I think the only people that did were like the people that were like, either really hardcore in the Fortnite, like, or partnerships and everything like that, with Fortnite. And, you know, um, yeah, no, but like as development progressed, like, more heroes and features were like added. The idea of gathering resources in the environment and building a fort to combat the husk pathing, it remained the same, but with like new weapons and tools to help players combat the husk. And on like July 21st, 2017, Fortnite released an Head Start access only to players who have previously pre-ordered a founders pack for Fortnite, or it got an invite from a friend. And then like the game released again July 25th, 2017, and a campaign was added on the game, and it got a major UI haul for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And the idea of loot boxes were added as llama pinatas, that could give random resources, and more missions were added and expanded eventually. And like Epic just continued to experiment and just added new weapons, and eventually we get to the point today where we have the transformation of Fortnite for what it is now. And it's like, from where it started to where it is now, like, it's unbelievable. I mean, don't get me wrong, is it the perfect game? No, it's not the perfect game, but like, have they had the most retention out of all the battle royale games that you play? For sure, yeah. I mean, like, there are people that still play this game and they still enjoy it, for real.
Yeah, because Not because we get things like every season. I appreciate Fortnite for doing this. I know we all want to see like a lot of the same places, like Tilted Towers for those who played back in the day.
Hmm.
But I think it's great that Epic Games decides to revamp the island, add new things, add like new places to explore. Then you got all these like crossover events that Fortnite does,
Right.
which they've done it with like Dragon Ball. They've done it with the Marvel
Jujutsu
heroes.
Kaisen right now, like right now, as we record this, like the Jujutsu Kaisen kind of event is going on right now. Like what Jake said, Dragon Ball Z. There was Naruto, and then there was The Witcher, and then what else? There were so many things. I mean, like even Ariana Grande had her own skin.
Yeah. Oh, Rick and Morty also.
Rick and Morty, yes, Rick and Morty, like it just goes on and on and on, and like Fortnite just has that collaboration with like everybody. It's insane. Um, but yeah, no. Anyways, like after the release of Fortnite Save the World, the side project started with for battle royale mode, and then eventually on like September 12th, 2017, Fortnite Battle Royale was released for public testing to players who had purchased a Founders Pack for Save the World. And eventually, on September 26th, the Battle Royale game was released as a free to play game. And the first official season started on October 25th, 2017. The release of Battle Royale was a critical success, and Fortnite went on to become one of the most popular video games with development of the original game mode. And, eventually what happened was that as the battle royale went up, Save the World popularity went down, and so like eventually they just stopped really developing that mode, and they just focused on their battle royale. And like I said, um, I remember we'll get to this in a little bit, but like I just remember when I first played the game, and it was literally on my birthday. October 3rd, 2017, like during 2017 and all that stuff. Like it was October 3rd and all that stuff, and I got on my PS4, and I just was like, oh, and I was living up in. This was like my first year. Wait a second, I got to think about this now.
It was about a year after you moved up here.
Yeah, I was moved. Yeah, no, okay, just a little bit of a personal thing. Okay, um, when Fortnite released as a battle royale to public, I was living in my studio apartment. I was living in my studio apartment up here in Kansas City, and the apartment complex we called it was the Badgers. It was the Badgers apartment, and the reason why, okay, it's just gonna get I'm just to like not kind of get a little beyond PG here. You know how badgers, you know what animals do, to populate. Yeah, yeah, I think, yeah,
Little noisy
badgers. So
neighbors.
badgers, the badgers, which I nickname and all that stuff. Just were, they were just rowdy badgers. They literally were going all over the place, and anyways, you're probably wondering what does this have to do with Fortnite, Strat? What the heck does this have to do with Fortnite? When Fortnite released, I remember playing it, and like literally I would just hear the Badgers just go off and off and off and off upstairs. And I was living on the bottom floor, by the way. So it got even worse. And there was this one time where like I had my mic on in game, and like I was playing with a quad, and they literally heard everything. My microphone was so sensitive. It was not with Jake though. It was like with random people. It was just crazy. They were just like, "What's going on over there?" It's like, "Oh, nothing. People moving furniture, kind of, or something like that, right?" That
Dude,
was
I
my.
can remember hearing
I
the
remember
Badgers.
that. That was a very vivid memory for me for Fortnite, for sure, 100%. What about you, Jake? Well, like, what do you remember when you first played Fortnite?
Um, so I just kind of remember the first thing when I played Fortnite was how we would how we would kind of get into matches and stay up like probably later than we should to play.
Yeah, wait.
But what was
First
so
question. First question. Was I the one that got you into Fortnite?
yeah, actually you were.
Was I? Okay, okay.
It was you and a couple other friends, which uh you know, real quick before I kind of get into the backstory of like how I got into Fortnite. Just kind of give a definition. Fortnite is basically a third-person shooter game. It's not a first-person shooter, but a third person. And we've talked about how the online mode has been so successful with Fortnite. That's because you can have up to 100 players in a lobby, whether it's single player mode,
Mm-hmm.
duos, trios. I think quads is a thing also. I
Oh
can't
yeah,
remember.
no, quads is a thing now. Yeah.
And quad. So like, yeah, like Strat said, you can play the game with friends. Your progress through the game is by exploring the island, and you can explore the island, unlock new locations, and you can collect weapons, build fortifications, and engage in combat with other players. But do be careful when engaging in combat. If you're looking at someone fighting off in the distance and you think, maybe it's not the best idea to go intervene with that. I'll just kind of do what I need to survive for the moment. Then, yeah, by all means. If fortification isn't your style, like which it isn't my style, of course,
Right.
Fortnite has zero build mode, which they released a little ways, about a year or so, I think, afterwards. I was so happy when zero mode came out.
Oh yeah, no,
Uh,
everybody was for sure.
it made it so much better. For the weapons, the strength can be determined by its color. So that starts from gray to green to blue to purple, gold. You can find weapons and other goodies in chests or in random locations across the island. And I just remember when I started playing, I think one of my favorite weapons was the shotgun.
Oh yeah, no, shotgun's really OP in the it's really OP in Fortnite. The shotgun really is. My favorite shotgun would have to be the Maven shotgun and all that stuff. And like they don't have it on. I don't think they have it for this patch and everything like that. They have the drum, which is really. But yeah, anyway, like
The drum's
shotguns,
good.
yeah, shotguns are like really overpowered in the game. Like always carry a shotgun. It was like either like okay, just I don't mean to cut you off, but it's like you got like assault rifles, you got SMGs, you got snipers, and then you get like shotguns. And like the rule of thumb for me was like you carry an AR, you carry an SMG, and then you have your choice of a shotgun or a sniper. But if you go with a sniper and all that stuff, then you need to make sure that your AR was not a scoped a scoped AR and all that stuff. I get really picky with that because I'm a freaking I mean, let's just be real. Am I kind of a sweat? Sort of.
Yeah, no, I understand, man. I kind of do the same thing. Like if I have a scoped AR, then I'm not too concerned about it. I'm not too awfully concerned about the sniper, especially now that we have a thermal DMR, which is if you find it in the game, it's a great weapon. Helps hunting down opponents much easier. Strat, you were talking about
Oh wait,
kind of
wait, wait,
like when
wait.
you
Go back to when you were started playing. I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad. My bad. That was me. I
Oh,
just
you're good, my dude. You're good. We're having a good conversation. So how I got into Fortnite was around. This was late in December of 2017, right after Christmas, and this was the time after I just graduated from college, so I was kind of recovering from a bit of a burnout, so to say. Strat and I were on a call with some of our friends when I heard someone asking about Fortnite. So, Strat, I remember watching you stream. This was
mm-hmm.
back on the PS4 streaming days.
Oh
Streaming the
yeah, I
game,
remember that.
and thinking, this looks pretty cool to try out. This was also a time where I was playing more first person shooters, but I was like, kind of like, I'm looking forward to something new.
Right.
The battle royale mechanic was just a great idea that it seemed like at that time.
And here's the thing too. Here's the thing too that I remember is just like when we were playing back then, and for those of you guys that listened to us when we were the Mediocre Men Media, that's when we had the Mediocre Men Media podcast, and obviously it's not a thing anymore. But we've had like some podcast we have some podcast history, and I don't know, maybe sometime we can make an episode of how, like, we can talk about our podcast roots, because Jake was the one that got me in the podcast. And anyways, so like going back into the Fortnite thing, like I just remember that, like I was streaming on YouTube for the Mediocre Men Media thing. We had this idea to just have like VODs and everything like that. And then eventually Jake played. I don't know what happens from there. I just know I just invited you to play, right?
Yeah, you did. You just invited me to play, and what I really liked about Fortnite at first was, besides the whole crafting thing, I didn't feel rushed
Right.
like how a normal shooter game does. Though I did have trials and errors for the first few months of the game,
Mm-hmm.
but with that, I kind of want to know. I'm kind of curious to know what a little bit more of what your background is with Fortnite strat. Kind of like how I know you started. You said you started playing like around your birthday in 2017, correct?
Yeah, no, I started playing about like that and everything like that, and at the time I was working as a para educator. Like, for those of you guys that don't know, like I'm a elementary school teacher now. So at the time, this is before I became a teacher. I like literally wasn't I this is like, it gets a little personal and all that stuff, but like, so like my dad died in 2016, and then I decided to move up here to Kansas City after he died and all that stuff. And so like I was just like going through a period of like I was going through a period where it's just like I was kind of burnt out from school. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I didn't even know being a teacher was for me and all that stuff. And like it was just like a lot of stuff. A lot of things that were happening in my life. And I didn't really touch a video game until Fortnite came around. I mean, like, yeah, I did, because I played like Resident Evil and all that stuff. But like any kind of multiplayer game, Fortnite was my first multiplayer game that I played after I moved up to Kansas City. And then like like I said, I was working as a para educator at a time for, well, not a para educator. I was working as an ESL aide, which is like, we work with English language learning students and all that stuff. And I remember I would come home from that job, and I would be like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" All that stuff as I'm making dinner and all that stuff. And I was a poor guy back then, just only having one job. So it was just like, yeah, we better watch out, all that stuff. And then I would just get on Fortnite and I would just play. And I was playing controller back then too. I don't play controller anymore. I play mouse and keyboard. I completely switched over. But like,
Yeah, because this was before we had our PC.
yeah, this
So
is definitely before PC gaming for us. But like, I would get really frustrated because and this is part of the reason why I switched to keyboard and mouse, but like my reaction times for Fortnite on controller was just so bad. I just was so frustrated with it. And then like like we played from there, and eventually, like, like I went back to school to become a teacher and all that stuff. I still played every now and then, and like, and then like after getting done, and like ever since I started streaming on Twitch like a few years ago, like, I come back to this game. I come back to this game every now and then. And in fact, I think like when I first started streaming like all that stuff, one of the first games I streamed was actually Fortnite on Twitch. And I pulled up my stats. I pulled up my stats here, my overall stats, and Man, I don't know. I want you guys to see. I want you guys to see these stats. Hold on. I need to switch. I need to switch scenes here. But these were the stats that I had ever since I started like ever since I started playing Fortnite. Like you know all those times ago. Like for real. It's like insane actually. Um Yeah, it's insane actually. I like legit I look back at these stats and I'm just like, "Oh my god, really? Really? Like was I really this like and I still can't believe it, but let me switch over here. We'll just pull this down. Um okay, so like right here on my stats, everything like that. Um oh yeah, Jake, does it look okay on stream?
Yeah, it looks
Okay,
fine on
cool.
stream.
Okay. So like overall I played 115 hours and 30 minutes in the game. 115 hours. So like again like I touch this game every now and then. In total I've had 42 wins. I've had 171 times where I was top 3, top 5 or top 10 and all that stuff. I have a 16 the last 7 days I've had a 16.7% win rate, which is honestly kind of high for me. Overall KD 2.75, which is top 2.6% in the world. Let's see. Let's see cuz these are some interesting stats here. I've had 9 wins because I don't really play this game as much, but like I've had 9 solo wins. My KD was 2.9. My duos won. Duos won. I think I'm a little proud of my duos one because I got 13 wins. My KD's a little lower with that, but my trio win. Trio, okay. So like duos, yeah, I'm proud of that. But like, because I played a lot of duos, like as you can see, 299 matches. Actually, wait, did this refresh? I don't know if this refreshed, but like I think the match that Jameson and I played would have been the 300th match. Wow. Okay, anyways. So, with that said, let's go on with trios. So, I got 11 wins. My KD in this one was 4.27, which is like really high. And squads, I don't really play squads a lot, but maybe I should play more squads. But like yeah, I mean like literally um like I played this game like let's see my chapter 4 season 3. I've had 3 duo wins, 2 trio wins. Two I think both trio wins were with you and Kevin actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
both of
because
them
I
had to be
remember
with you
live.
and Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember there was a couple matches the last time I played with y'all that we won because we
Right.
came up with a really good strategy to start off near an area where we knew we could find like a lot of loot chest and higher grade weapons, which that really helped out because uh yeah, you're right. They those were with
With
us and
Kevin,
Kevin.
yeah. Yeah, it was both with Kevin and all that stuff. And like, like that's what I'm saying. Like, like it's just such a um like I have this game brings back so many memories. That's it. It just brings back so many memories, so many good times, so many times where it got really sweaty, some of the times where it got really silly, like tonight, before we started the podcast, like what I said, like me and Jameson got a dub with no kills. I've never done that before, so that was a first. And
Getting dubs in a clutch moment is one of the most amazing things in Fortnite.
right, yeah, no, or any kind of battle royale game and all that stuff. But like yeah, no, I mean like I mean the deal is that like looking back at everything and all that stuff, like if it wasn't for Fortnite, I don't think I would be playing any FPS shooters. I mean, like don't get me wrong. I played my share of FPS shooters like Call of Duty, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, everything like that. Like I played that, but like I'm talking like multiplayer battle royale games. If it wasn't for Fortnite, I don't think I would have played Warzone. I don't think I would have played whatever other battle royale games that are out there if it wasn't for Fortnite.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that because, you know, when Fortnite introduced the concept of battle royale to me, I thought it
Mm-hmm.
was pretty cool, and it kind of and I was also I think I forgot to mention this. I was also like a little bit burnt out of FPSs like at the time Fortnite came about. So
Right.
having that third person shooter game, Fortnite kind of revamped that for me. But at first, I wasn't really into Fortnite immediately because like what we were talking about earlier, the only thing that you had in Fortnite was the crafting mode. So you
Right.
had to rely on crafty builds at first in order to really get anywhere, which would leave us to spend a lot of time collecting building material and hoping that we don't run out. Strat, I remember when you and I and some of our friends would play Fortnite at
Mm-hmm.
the beginning, we would have to land in a spot that's like a forested area or somewhere where we just have to collect a lot of
Oh
material
yeah,
as soon as
yeah.
possible.
I remember that. We were just like, dude, you got enough wood, you got enough brick, you got enough stone or whatever, and like we were just
We
be
need to
like,
tear all this down.
yeah, yeah, and then we would like literally, we were just joking around and all that stuff too, and man, I just remember just one time we just made the stairway to heaven. We just
Dude, I was just thinking about that.
We literally just made
Yes.
the stairway to heaven, like where it
And
was
I
just like
believe
stairs, and we were trying to get to the top, and we were just like, "Wait, can we just get a dub where we just like make the stairway to heaven?"
and if I remember correctly, we ended up getting a
We
dub with the
ended up
stairway to
getting the
heaven.
dub. Yes, we ended up getting a dub with our friend
Yes.
Connor. With our friend Connor too. We just made the stairway to heaven, and we were just like, "Hey, if we just keep building and all that stuff, like we were like so high up in the game, like the high. I think we reached the ceiling point, and we just wanted to like just get a dub just by building and making a stairway up, and we got the dub. It was like the most epic. It was like the most epic dub. One of the most epic dubs. This one that I just got with Jameson though has to be the greatest dub I've gotten all time because we didn't even shoot a gun, dude.
Yeah. Dude, I agree. That was like the best dub I think
Dude,
y'all have ever had.
dude. Why? Like here's the thing. We should literally get a dub. No shooting, only building the stairway to heaven. Yeah, right? Right? Only the stairway to heaven.
Yes, I like this idea.
Only the stairway to heaven. You can only build. We just build stuff and then we don't shoot. We just build the stairway to heaven. And then if we fall, we fall.
They're gonna have to climb up to come get us.
Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly. That's what I mean. See, I'm giving us thoughts. I'm giving us material here that, like, like if we ever decide to, pursue the dub and everything like that. But like, but yeah, no, that's what I remember. I mean, like we did so many silly challenges, and like, here's the thing too. Like um, like I remember watching Dr. Lupo. He's like one of my favorite streamers in Darkness 429. Timmy, the other Timmy. But Darkness 429, I've watched him on Facebook, and then I watched Dr. Lupo on Twitch. He's now on YouTube. But I remember seeing those guys play, and then Stone Mountain 64 got his snatch at the game, and then there was like all these other dudes that I saw playing Fortnite on Facebook and on Twitch, and it was like the biggest thing, and like there was like all these competitions and everything like that. Now in Fortnite, you can just get on and you can just you can compete in cups at your own home, and you can win money at your own home. It's like insane. Um, but yeah, no, I mean like it's dude, it was just like so real. It was like so surreal. Like I just This game brings back a whole lot of big memories. This was like when we played Fortnite, personally for me, it was like my escape from like my life going on at that time. It was a very like this was a very dark strat back then. I mean like for good reason. I mean like my dad died a year prior and all that stuff. I didn't really know what to do with my life again. Like and I kind of got out of a toxic living environment in a way. And so like and then like, like it was just like I wanted to keep working as a para. I mean, as a working in a school, but you know, didn't really had the funds or anything like that. Like this game, like I don't mean to go get any personal, but like this game has been like the escape was my escape from reality. Oh
And
man,
it's a
no,
good escape from reality, honestly, because
right, dude, it just like made me remember about remember that podcast series we did years ago, introvert reality. That's a whole entire different thing. But like, what does that have to do with Fortnite? We were also doing that as well while playing Fortnite. It was
if I remember correctly, yeah, in fact, if I remember correctly, that was at a time when we were trying to maybe plot out season 2 of Introvert. And I
yeah,
just and I just remember like when we had our other podcast, the M3 podcast,
them
I
three.
think sometimes we did podcast episodes while we were playing Fortnite.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
literally playing Fortnite. Man, a lot of talk about nostalgia, dude. Like we literally should just have an episode where we just talked about like our past, like the past podcast, because like we can go on and on and on about this, but like, yeah, no, like a lot of this, like with Fortnite and all this stuff, like we would play Fortnite while doing all this other stuff. And we would play like there were times where we played until 4 o'clock in the morning. There were times that we played until we were staying up all night playing. This was also a game that was like, hey, if we just play all night long, then we like shower at 7 a.m. and all that stuff. We can get to work and we'll just keep each other accountable throughout the day. Like that was like our way to just like if it was us trying to buy more time to literally play to like literally get through the night, definitely was Fortnite. Definitely Fortnite was the game to get us through the night. Like that just bring again like so many memories for sure.
You know what else I remember? Like when we would be up playing at night, because this was before I had like, again, like I just got out of college, so I didn't have an apartment or anything. Like I was staying with my folks
Yeah,
then,
you're staying with
because
your folks.
it took
Yeah.
me about like I think about somewhere like mid 2018 or so. I was able to move. I was able to relocate. But I just remember like playing. Oh, like one night, I was up until 2 in the morning playing the game, and mom knocks on the door. She's like, "Why are you up so late?" Playing Fortnite. You
Yeah,
don't
I
understand.
I remember I remember that she caught you red-handed. I was like, oh, I gotta go.
Yep.
Oh, I
Yep.
gotta go. And then your mom was like, literally like, wait, are you playing with Casey? Were you playing with Casey? And I was just like, ah, shoot. Okay, I gotta go now. Yeah, yeah.
But those are fun times,
Those
man.
were fun times though. That's the thing. And I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, like that's the nostalgia right there. Well, everybody, man, like I said, Fortnite, such a beautiful game. It's still a beautiful game now. It's I like again, it's not the perfect game, okay? But definitely you can have a fun time if you make it a fun time, for sure. But yeah, again, I just want to put out there, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Spotify. Um, a two players one game podcast on Spotify. Make sure that if you can give us a rating on Spotify, so that way these podcasts can get pushed out and share. We just ask you guys, like, if you enjoyed what you listened to, please share. Because that would mean the world for us. I mean, like we like doing this for fun, and like, but at the same time, we're also we're pumping out content and everything like that, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. And it would be you know It would be the joy for us if you guys enjoyed it. Just spread the word, spread the link. Even just one link share just like does a whole lot for us. It makes us happy. And I've been looking at our stats for our podcast, and like I've been really happy with what we've done so far. And this is like, I don't know, what, a month of us doing podcasts now? Yeah, it's been a month now.
About a month, yeah.
It's about a month
About
now.
a month.
Yeah. It's been about a month now.
And I just kind of wanted to add also, because we appreciate y'all listening, giving us ratings. And we also, Strat made a great point earlier when we started the episode. I just want to bring this up again. We're open to feedback, because we want to do what we can to make the podcast, continue to improve the podcast. What you guys think we should do, or if you guys have any suggestions for video games or even anime to talk about, we'd love that.
Yeah, we're gonna
reach out to us.
Yeah, next episode is gonna be our first anime podcast, and we're gonna be talking about Death Note, and we're gonna have we might have some guests, right?
Yes. So I am part of a little Death Note abridged project.
Oh my god!
So I was talking to one of the cast members, the crew members on board.
Mm-hmm.
We might get my friend Smooper on.
Ooh, okay, Smooper.
We can maybe chat about that.
Yeah, for sure, dude, for sure. Well, anyways, guys, like I said, if you guys enjoyed listening to this, if you guys enjoyed Fortnite, go play Fortnite. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, please share it, spread the love, everything like that. I'm Stratabyte, and this is Jake the Good Man. And we just want to say, have a good night, have a good morning, have a good day, and don't forget to tell someone you love them. Okay. Wow, I just stole that from Tim.
Love y'all.
I stole that from Tim the Tap Man. Let me just rephrase that. Okay. Just spread the love. That's it. Spread love.
And we love y'all.
There you go. Love.